Alexi is ahead. He's got Pringle in front. Alexi takes it strong to the cup.
Here in the inside, Stanley Pringle.
Oh, nice pirouette off the glass, off the crossover.
What a block from Jared in the middle and goal.
Oh, big block. To work with. Gets the basket. Take the shot. Boom.
It's up Kabagot. Forward ahead to RR. Bang! Bang!
On a rainy and cold Saturday night, dalawa sa pinakamainit na koponan ngayon sa PBA ay sasabak dito sa historic Smart Araneta Coliseum. Jason Castro has taken control of his squad and the Katropa are ready to rise to the top once again. Sa kabila naman sa pamumuno ng nag-iisang lethal weapon, nakatatlong sunod-sunod na napanalo ang Magnolia Hotshots kontra sa pambansang manok. Kaya naman ang tanong, aling koponan ang aangat ngayong Sabado? Two fierce and sworn rivals collide tonight in the PBA Philippine Cup. Magnolia Hotshots, pambansang manok kontra sa TNT Katropa. Nagpapasalamat po kami for joining us here for the continuing coverage of the Philippine Cup dito po sa ESPN5. You've got Chuck Araneta, kasama si Coach Ryan Gregorio with Miss Carla Lizardo manning the sidelines. Coach, battle of two defensive squads, TNT giving up 86 points per game. Kabila naman Magnolia 89. That's number 1 and 2 in our standings for points allowed by a team.
But more than really the defense, it's their ability to sustain their streak. You've mentioned it, itong Magnolia on a 3-game winning streak. Ito naman TNT. After having a hard time in their first few games, they won their last 2 against Blackwater Elite and Meralco Bolts.
Well, ngayon sisilipin natin ang ating updated standings. Of course, Alaska Aces getting their 4th straight win kontra sa Blackwater Elite. Kaya naman there's a little bit of a jam dun sa second seed. And alam natin, Coach, very crucial yan dahil may twice the advantage ang number 1 and 2.
Well, San Miguel is still up there with their 5-game win streak. Magnolia 4-1. You're correct. It's very important that you're in the top 2 because the top 2 teams will have a twice the advantage pagdating dun sa ating quarterfinals. So it's very important for TNT. They're number 4 right now and they want to win one more game para naman lumapit-lapit sila dun sa mga liderato.
Ngayon pag-usapan natin ng Magnolia Hotshots. No? This is a team na alam natin has been one of the hottest in the league so far at their winning streak was actually tested by the Phoenix Fuel Masters sa kanilang huling laro. They were down big sa simula ng 4th quarter but they leaned heavily on ang kanilang mga veterano coach, no? Mga manlalaro tulad nila Rafi Rivas and Mark Pingers to help them salvage that victory.
They found ways to win. They won eventually 97-91 because of their superior rebounding might and their 4th quarter scoring. They had 30 points. They were down 8 points at the end of the first 3 quarters. But because of composure and experience, they were able to win this via a very close one.
Of course, Magnolia outscoring Phoenix 30-16 dun sa pinaka-crucial payoff period yung 4th quarter and they also had a huge rebounding advantage and isang dahilan dyan ay ang kanilang manlalaro sila Mark Pingers and Rafi Rivas. Alam natin na a lot of the shine ay bibigay kila Paul Lee, of course, kila Gio Halalon. Pero itong mga front-court players si Coach Tito Victolero, umira talaga at sila ang gumawa sa 4th quarter para sa kanilang koponan.
On both ends of the floor, Rafi Rivas was a defensive demon inside and, of course, Mark Pingres. And this is not a typo. Rafi Rivas, who's 40 years old, was able to score 11 points, 11 rebounds, and was adjudged as our best player of the ball game. Mark Pingres, 36 years old, he still has a lot of gas in his tank. 4 points, 17 rebounds. But again, the more important thing, especially in that 4th quarter, was their presence inside the paint and their defensive stops.
And of course, Mark Pingres averaging 10 rebounds per game. Si Rafi Rivas naman had a double-double as he's working his way back into conditioning. Now, lipat naman tayo sa kabila sa TNT Katropa. They matched up against the Meralco Bolts sa kanilang huling laro. And it was a 3-point shooting showcase, Coach Ryan. They put up 18 3-pointers in that ball game. They shot it perfectly well. Kaya naman talaga ito sa blowout victory kontra sa Meralco Bolts.
From start to finish, it was an 18-point victory for them. The biggest was at 22. But you're correct. The barometer for this team, the team of Coach Nash Rosella, is their accuracy from the three-point area. If they shoot well from the three, especially against Meralco, they shot 45%, 18 of 40. Chances are they're going to win. Because in the last two games that they've dropped against Rain or Shine, they only shot 21%. Against San Miguel, they only shot 23%. So titignan natin, stop the three-point shooting of TNT. If you're Magnolia, then it increases your chances of winning.
Of course, Troy Rosario leading that squad with 6 made triples in that game. At the wing, nagmamatch up po ang Magnolia Hotshots kontra sa TNT. Napakasaya para sa lahat ng fans because it gives us an opportunity to see two of the best guards in the PBA go head-to-head. Of course, we're talking about the lethal weapon, Paul Lee kontra sa the Blur, Jason Castro. Coach, ano pa bang masasabi natin? It's just two vintage performances dito sa mga dalawang manlalaro na to. Paulie, of course, has been shooting it especially well from the three-point line this conference.
Well, you look at Paulie, you always talk about his stamina. How is he gonna keep himself healthy?
Yes.
Because if he is healthy, look at his averages. 20 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, and 53% from the three. Jason Castro, it's just pretty much the same day. Medyo mababa pa nga yan pagdating sa kanyang points, less than 15 points per ball game. But the matchup of these two guards, you've mentioned it correctly, two of our best guards, of course, nandyan rin si Chris Ross sa koponan ng San Miguel, Alex Cabagnot, but definitely in the top 4, itong si Jason, an experienced point guard. Ito naman si Paulie, also making a living dito sa kanyang koponan.
Whenever we have an exciting matchup like this one, dapat mas kilalanin pa natin ang ating mga bida. Kaya for more on this matchup, we'll send it over to the third member of our team, Ms. Carla Lizardo.
I got to talk to Jason Castro earlier about playing against Paul Lee at sabi niya, very effective ang nilalaro ni Paul ngayon. He's actually shooting 53% from the three-point area. And I think the fact that Jason knows Paul's stats just like that, he could say it from the top of his head, I think it really shows a lot of respect nitong si Jason para dito kay Paul. And Paul actually echoed his sentiment, saying na pag nakakalaban ko ang best point guard in Asia, hindi ko lang pinaghahandaan on the court. Kailangan ko rin pag-aralan. So he really goes through the game scouting, he really goes through the game videos nitong si Jason Castro. So there's a lot of respect between these two guards. Gentlemen.
Maraming salamat, Ms. Carla Lizardo. You know, we talked about the matchup of these two players. No, what are you looking forward to, Coach, in terms of the matchup nitong si Paulie versus Jason Castro?
Well, I don't see them going head-to-head early because, of course, you have to manage the foul situation. It's going to be hard for Paulie to go up against Castro the whole game because of the quickness of the Blur. On the other side naman, itong si Castro, probably he will share that defensive chores with probably a Pugoy or even an R.R. Garcia because masakit sa katawan pag bumangga itong si Paulie. But towards the end of the ball game, wherein the game is on the line, yun yung time na magma-match up at mag-one-on-one. Din itong napakagaling na mga manlalaro sa magkabilang koponan.
That is the buzzer that you've heard, and this matchup between two of the hottest squads are about to collide. And as we mentioned, Coach, silipin muna natin ng saglit yung matchup, especially on the defensive end. TNT, hindi naman masyado kilalang isang koponan na malakas dumipensa as of late, but they have really turned it on. They are number 1 in terms of points allowed in their conference so far.
They did not win a championship last conference primarily because their defense was not that strong, but they definitely worked on it during the break. They're the best in terms of defense now on points allowed. And number 2, hindi malayo, itong Magnolia.
Okay, kilalanin po natin ating mga bida. Let's send it over to the starting lineups.
Buluan, South Cotabato. At center, number 4, Rafi Rivas. At forward from Balamban, Cebu, number 17, Andres Ramos. And from Pozo Rubio, Pangasinan, at forward, number 15, Mark Pingris. Head coach for the Magnolia Hotshots is Chito Victoleto. And now the starters for the TNT Katropa. Head guard from Zamboanga, number 8, R.R. Garcia. From Batangas, also at guard number 10, Ryan Reyes. At center from Cebu, number 21, Kelly Williams. From Pampanga at forward, number 14, Tony Seminat. And also at forward from Cagayan Valley, number 18,
Troy Rosario. Head coach for TNT is Nash Rosella. The referees for the ball game are Jimmy Mariano, Romel Guta, Rayante, and Marty Montoya.
So these are the protagonists for both squads. TNT Katropa in the bright white and blue. Kabila naman, it is the Magnolia Hotshots, pambansang manok. Sila po ang naka-asul. This should be a fun matchup as we take a look at which squad will be able to get that top 2 finish. Ngayon naman po, this first quarter is brought to you by Cobra. Simula na ang labanan ng tunay na lakas. We begin with the first possession. Manggagaling dito sa TNT Katropa. Coach, we can expect that tulad nga ng graphics natin kanina, no, this could be a very defensive-oriented matchup. But we also have to take note that Magnolia is actually number 3 in the league in scoring at 102 points per game. Ang TNT naman number 9 at 90. So medyo malayo yung agwat nitong magkabilong kupunan sa opensa.
You pay close attention to the games that they've played. A total of 5 games already for Magnolia. They've dropped 1 game against Ginebra. But in the games that they've won, the total 4 wins that they've had, they average 103.25 points per game. And the lone game that they lost against Ginebra, they dropped to 78. So definitely offense will play a major role for them. We've talked about their ability to play defense, but they're exceptional scoring machines here in the league. These 2 teams.
Albert Ramos got the first field goal of this ball game. Kaya naman 2-0 po ang ating talaan. We're just about underway dito po sa first quarter. Once again, happy to have you with us dito po sa ongoing PBA Philippine Cup. Take a look at this TNT Katropa. No? Kadalasan, hindi sila nagsisimula with Jason Castro in the starting lineup. Is this Coach Nash Rosella's way also preserving the blur, especially for the stretch run?
Well, this is the way they started in their last game against Meralco because they want to establish the other scorers first. Because you know when Pugoy comes in, he averages 15 points per ball game. For sure, he's going to score. Jason Castro coming off the bench, that will give them an added dimension from the guys who are not supposed to be relievers, but because of them embracing the system of Coach Nash Rosella, their team is up there right now, and they're just bound to get better.
Nice find inside by Mark Pingris on the driving Rafi Rivas, and Rivas will go to the free throw line. For Magnolia, they've got Rafi Rivas, Aldrich Ramos, Mark Pingris, Giovanni Halalon, and Paul Lee averaging 20 points per contest. Ito namang si Rafi Rivas at the stripe. He's still working his way back into game shape. Missed a lot of the start of this conference, but he's already had averages of 7.5 points and 9.5 rebounds. Parang coach, walang nagbabago. Every season, nakita natin itong si Rafi Rivas just putting up numbers all the time for his squad.
He is not just a serviceable big man for the team of Coach Chito Victorero. He is still a vital cog. He's starting for his team. In the last game, he was our best player of the ball game. I've said it many times. He knows how to take care of his body. He gets hurt probably because of the mileage.
Right.
But definitely, pag binigyan mo siya ng opportunity to play, maganda yung kanyang value sa kanyang team.
Troy Rosario getting that three-pointer to drop. And he continues his hot shooting in this conference, averaging 46% from the three-point line. 5-3 ang ating talaan, TNT up by 2.
And what about his last game? We're talking about Troy Rosario. 22 points, 12 coming in the first quarter. Majority coming from the corner, three-pointers. But look at this. It's an offensive firepower exhibition here early in the first quarter.
Paulie with that shot, no running bank shot. Ryan Reyes with a step back is good. Ryan Reyes came up a little bit gimpy, paika-ika siya ngayon. Hopefully that's something na kaya na lang niyang pagpagin.
Not usually part of his arsenal. He's a good spot-up shooter or he drives all the way to the basket. But that step back move, parang Dirk Nowitzki yun.
Yun na. One off-legged fadeaway para kay Ryan Reyes. Halalon can't get that shot to fall. Kelly Williams with the board. Napakaganda nito matchup ng Williams kontra Rivas, two of the most physical front court players in the PBA. Offensive rebound goes to Kelly. 10 seconds po sa shot clock ng Katropa. Garcia Naghahanap ng points kontra sa kanyang former FEU teammate na si Aldrich Ramos, pero hindi umabra. Halalon to Lee, pull up three, won't fall. Paul has been shooting it with confidence this entire conference from the three-point line. Hindi lang pumasok.
Well, if you shoot 53% from the three, your confidence is definitely up there. But there are times you just want to see yung kakalibrate mo muna yung tira mong early kung tama ba talaga yung feel mo sa bola.
Aldrich Ramos tried to sneak it through Anthony Semana, just wouldn't fall. Ryan Reyes for three, no go, gets his own board. Atake si Reyes over to Troy. Basic shot from Reyes in the Ubra, and hot shots dodging a bullet there after that offensive rebound.
Well, the pace, both these teams love to play this kind of a tempo. They're allowed to shoot wide open threes. Part of basketball right now because of the Golden State Warriors. Yes. Nothing is a bad shot, even in transition.
Parang lahat kasi nakahanap ng magandang okay din pala yung three-point shot na very siya, crucial siya sa kanilang strategy. Mark Pingus getting his first 2 points of this game. Garcia, pinasa muna kay Kelly mula sa labas. Patay ang butike.
Not a good sign. A lot of threes taken by TNT, but only one so far ang pumasok, and that was courtesy of Troy Rosario.
Both teams have been testing their range dito sa ating laro, and Rafi Rivas getting that mid-range ball. Although he has that in his arsenal, it's an underrated part ng opensa ni Rafi Rivas.
Well, usually you will not see him take those shots unless he is wide open or shot clock is winding down. Somebody takes a shot, he comes from the offensive rebounding end. Doon mo talaga makikita yung value niya, but it's a developed shot for him and might as well take it.
Coach, with all of the offense ng backcourt ng Magnolia, how crucial will the offense come from yung mga tulad ni Rafi Rivas at Mark Pingus?
Well, the value of these two players is for confidence. If you're a shooter, you know that somebody will clean the glass for you. Tataas yung kumpiyansa mo.
Yes.
Pero kung makakashoot pa ng ganun perimeter shooting yung big man, magkakaroon pa ng magandang space yan for penetrations naman yung mga guardia na napakagagaling para sa koponan ng Magnolia.
That's a turnover on Magnolia hot shots. At ngayon naman, dribblers, ilabas na ang inyong mga smartphone dahil ito na ang ating Phoenix Accelerate Moneyball question. Anong PBA team ang nag-draft kay Rome De La Rosa ng Magnolia noong 2014? 1, Alaska. 2, TNT. And 3, San Mig Coffee. Bibigay po natin ang sagot sa as we go on in this ball game. Getting her first look at Roger Pogoy para dito sa katropa. He's matched up with Paul Lee. Pogoy is our current PBA Player of the Week with napakaganda ng pinakita niya kontra sa Meralco at saka sa Blackwater. First time out of the game, isang puntos po ang kalamangan ng TNT kontra sa Magnolia. Napakaganda ng simula ng 2018 para kay Troy Rosario. Hindi lang siya nag-birthday bago ang kanyang laban kontra sa Meralco. Napakarami rin niyang naiambag na 3-pointers against the Balls as Troy Rosario helping get TNT going on to an easy win over the Balls. You see the numbers on the screen right now, Coach Ryan. Is this the role na itong si Coach Nash Roselas really envisioned for this former NU Bulldog?
Well, yes, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 6 out of 10 from the field. When they traded Ranidel de Ocampo, they're really priming this guy up to fill in the shoes, and a much younger player who is equally consistent from the outside, gets a lot of rebounds, and this is exactly what is happening. He's shaping up to be the best 4-man or sometimes 3-man for TNT, and his ability to spread the floor because of his outside shooting is just a great value for his team.
Speaking about spreading the floor, Rome De La Rosa, kakapasok pa lang sa ating laro. Kumikada na kaagad ng 3 and a turnover on TNT. Nagmamadali ang hot shots. Mark Barroca, kiss off the glass is good.
Now, if you're TNT, you have to be ready with your running shoes if you're going up against Magnolia because of the speedsters. You have a Paulie who can run the break, a Baroka who comes off the bench, very, very fast player, and of course, Halalo. So you don't want to turn the ball over, you don't want to take bad shots because you want Magnolia to focus in their half-court offense because you'll be able to guard them better.
Kinakalaban mo ang Magnolia, wala kang day off eh. Diba? Mag-start, may halalon, biglang may Simon ka pa nahabulin, meron pang Baroka, kaya talagang there is always going to be someone you have to chase after kung Magnolia ang kalaban.
It is a very, very deep bench. Remember, they started Rafi Rivas, Mark Pingres in the front line position. Nandyan pa si Ian Sangalang. Nandyan pa ito si Aldrich Ramos. So it is not a surprise why they are the number 2 best team right now behind San Miguel.
Roger Pugoy was able to force a turnover on Paul Lee. At ngayon naman, silipin natin itong fast break brought to you by United Auctioneers Inc., the biggest auction company in the Philippines. ISO certified sa bidding, ikaw ang bida. At ito na po, pumasok na po si Jason Castro sa ating laro. He will be matched up against Mark Baroka, one of the better defenders, the backcourt dito po sa PBA. Pasa ni Roger Pugoy, walang inabot, so it's another turnover. We have a report right now, ibato natin kay Miss Carla Lizardo.
TNT Katropa is currently one of the defensive leaders of the league, allowing only an average of 86 points per game sa kanilang mga kalaban. And this is exactly what Coach Nash Rosella wants to see from his team. The shift from being known as an offensive team to a defensive one. And he gives a lot of credit to the younger guys like R.R. Pugoy and Troy Rosario for putting in the hard work, the hustle, the energy in order to elevate their team into a more well-rounded one. Gentlemen?
Thank you so much, Carla. And I think anytime you have Jason Castro on your team, you're going to be known for offense. But tama siya eh. Tama si Coach Nash. You got guys like Semerad, Troy Rosario. Alam natin kilalang mga defenders din ito para sa TNT.
And a fantastic two-way player is R.R. Pugoy.
Yes.
He's the leading scorer for his team with 15 points per ball game. But he is also tasked to guard the best perimeter players. A forced turnover here. Great job toppling the post there for TNT. Now they're running and they're able to score in style.
Castro finding a streaking Moala Tautua for that lob. Baba sa dalawang kalamangan ng hot shots. Ian Sangalang has also entered the game for Magnolia. Baroka may tangan, getting a screen from Ian. Nice two-man game para sa two hot shots, but we have a turnover. That's a 3-second violation. This smart move of the half is brought to you by Smart. Be there like never before.
There will be games where Tautua is in his usual element,
yes,
and he will put in productive numbers for his team. But sometimes he is just absent. The challenge for him is to be present every single time because that is one position. If they solidify that 5 spot, then itong TNT will be capable to match up well against even San Miguel.
Tautua has said na third year na niya ngayon sa PBA. I think it's about time that he gets things on track. And let's see if Big Mo will be able to do that against the hot shots. Mintis ang tres ng Magnolia. Brondial's also in the game for the hot shots. Castro streaking inside. Iniwan si Justin Melton and the blur like a blur inside for TNT.
Classic read on the pick and roll. He was able to freeze his defender as if he was going to take that jump shot. And all of a sudden, he presses turbo boost for that layup. Pero ito yung sinasabi natin, pagbalik itong Magnolia, hindi ka pwedeng mag-cheer because aatake agad yan every time.
You have no time to celebrate because Magnolia attack right away. And we have a foul on the floor. Mukhang mapupunta ito kay Sangalang. Silipin natin itong drive by Jason Castro, brought to you by United Auctioneers Inc., the biggest auction company in the Philippines. ISO certified sa bidding, ikaw ang bida. 3 minutes remaining in this first period. Harvey Cari kontra kay Rodney Brondial. 4 seconds for Castro to work with. Castro nowhere to go, had to hoist it up. Great defense by Magnolia in that possession. Nice find by Baroka inside. And Ian Sangalang getting that easy shot on the transition.
We've talked about it. If they force turnovers, they will run. Now, if you're Magnolia, you force a bad shot, just like the shot of Jason Castro, they will run also. So it is imperative for the white shirts. If they miss or if they turn the ball over, they sprint back and protect the paint.
Iniwang bukas si Troy Rosario pero hindi umubra ang kanyang tres. Brondisi was trying to post up Troy Rosario pero masyadong gigil sa kanyang position, sa kanyang seal, kaya may turnover ang Magnolia. Papasok si Norbert Torres after this timeout. The hot shots, 4 na puntos ang kanilang kalamangan kontra sa TNT Katropa. Welcome back to the Big Dome. When Rome De La Rosa entered the PBA in 2014, kilala siya bilang isang defensive-minded forward. But as of late in this conference with the Magnolia Hotshots, biglang nag-iba ang ihip ng hangin. So Rome De La Rosa has actually given 2 straight career-high performances in scoring, no? And napakaganda nitong development for Magnolia if De La Rosa can become a two-way player, coach.
Definitely, he scored 17 points, 4 rebounds in their last game. He only averaged 7.5 in the first 3 games of play. And just a valuable addition here in the rotation of Coach Chito Victorero.
For more on Rome De La Rosa, what do we have, Carla?
Sabi ni Coach Chito Victorero, yung depensa nasa dugo na ni Rome De La Rosa. Kaya nung off-season, he challenged Rome to really level up his game by focusing on his outside shooting and decision-making pag nag-extra work siya. And Rome definitely has stepped up to the challenge. As you mentioned earlier, he already hit a career high of 17 points in their last game. At sabi nga ni Rome, he's so happy that the hard work is really paying off and he hopes to deliver consistently. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Carla. You know, Coach, for a player like Rome De La Rosa, how crucial is it when you have, tulad nga na sinabi ni Carla, nasa dugo mo yung mga talent of your father, of your family, to help you in developing your game?
Well, he definitely has the genes. He's a winner way back in his college career with San Beda Red Lions. He was drafted in the 2nd round, picked number 13 overall by the Alaska Aces. He was traded to Magnolia in exchange for Jake Pascual a few years ago. But the thing with him is he can definitely defend. So he's got the length, he's got the energy, and he's got the enthusiasm to play good basketball. Again, just to make it to the rotation is enough luxury for you. Now you've earned that spot, you have to make sure that you secure it.
Well said, Coach. And kabila naman TNT, napako sila sa 16 points while Magnolia naman has opened a 6-point lead. Down to the final 2 minutes of this first period. Pogoy, wala pa rin siya na yung pagnapuntos para sa TNT. 2-man game sila ni Norbert Torres. Norbert Torres had to hoist up the shot. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to miss. 2 points para kay Norbert Torres.
He had no choice. Shot clock was winding down. Very good recognition for him. First 2 points, you're correct. And TNT only down by 4.
Baroka getting it over to Brondial. What a screen set for Rodney. Dito kay Pogoy pero hindi umubra ang tira ni Baroka. Castro looking up ahead. Against Rome. Stops on a dime. Can't get it to drop. Melton out rebounding Norbert Torres. Ian Sangalang. Piso-piso jumper for Ian is good.
Napakadali nun. He had that little space to hoist his perimeter jumper. Also a player who has developed tremendously. One of the vital cogs here for Magnolia. And in fact, in his first few games, marami nagsasabi na siya na yung next Alvin Patrimonio. Of course, binalidate yun ni Mark Pingris.
Alvin Patrimonio lang. Yan lang naman ang comparison. No pressure kay Ian Sangalang. 6 points kay Ian, in his previous game against Phoenix. Obviously looking for more in this ball game. Nakakuha siya ng foul dito kay Torres and will go to the free throw stripe. Okay, dribblers. Tamang sagot sa ating Phoenix Accelerate Moneyball question ay number 1. Alaska Aces. 2014 draft pick ng Alaska. Itong si Rome De La Rosa. Actually, kung nakikinig kayo kay Coach Ryan Gregorio, isinagot na niya eh. Di ba? Meron tayong spoiler alert.
Kala ko nasagot na.
Okay. De, but at that time, nakapagano na sila
nakapasok na ng
nakapasok
entries
na yung mga
yan.
sagot nila eh. 2 for 2 for Ian Sangalang at the stripe. 6-point lead na naman para sa Hot Shots. 31 seconds remaining. TNT can go for a 2 for 1. Castro to Pogoy. Nowhere to go. You gotta love how tight this defense of the Hotshots have been in the paint, Coach Ryan.
Oh yes, they're forcing the guards to penetrate. They're not allowing them to take easy shots from the outside, which is pretty much the strength of TNT. So once it is inside, dun sila nagka-clog ngayon.
Pugoy kontra Melton. Can't get it to fall. Harvey Carey battling with Brondial. Another defensive stop for Magnolia, and they will have possibly the last shot of this first period.
Misdirection on defense from Magnolia. Yes, if you're Pugoy, you go up against Melton, of course, you're going to post him up. But as soon as he puts the ball down, the double teaming scheme is alive for Magnolia.
3 seconds for Baroka. Pull up from Baroka, won't fall. Brondial sent back by TNT. Pero napakaganda ng simula ng Magnolia Hotshots, firing outside and inside. They hold TNT to 20 points. They are up by 6 after first quarter of play.
Dahil yung sa sacrifice ko lang din sa extra work ko, simula nung natapos yung opera ko, talagang yung dedication ko sa rehab ko, sa mga extra work sa practice. So siguro yun yung key doon kung bakit ganito yung nilalaro ko.
The lethal weapon has been on point this entire conference with average of 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and most impressively, 3.6 three-pointers made in 52% shooting. Now this quarter is brought to you by Cobra Energy Drink. May laban ka.
By far his best conference. Career-wise, his average is 13.1 points per game. And usually he doesn't start the conference on the high note because he's either hurt or still recovering from an injury. So yung extra work niya, it is strengthening his body, strengthening his mind as well. Kaya maganda yung contribution niya for his team.
Speaking of contributions, 8 puntos na ang naiambag nitong si Mark Baroka. And you love the activity of Baroka, especially in this first quarter and of course with this end one play.
With this perpetual movement, you cannot fall asleep if you're guarding Baroka because his constant action, if you are lulled, ganun ang mangyayari. He cuts strong to the basket, he gets it, he knows how to finish. And if you are given an opportunity to play with that kind of a backward rotation, you give it all you've got. Because minimal minutes lang nilalaro nila Melton, Baroka, pati itong sila. In fact, pati si Polly, manage yung minuto niyan eh. Kaya pag pinasok sila, talagang bigay todo. Baroka came off the bench and now he's got 9 points across his name.
Tautua! All over Brondial for that throwdown. Big O with a big slam. Baka yan ang kailangan ng TNT na pampagising. Take a look at this once again. Elevating and jamming it all over Brondial.
He's got what it takes. He has the height. He has a PBA body. He has the athleticism. But it is just really his killer's instinct. That is what is lacking in the game of Mo. Once he establishes that kind of a mindset, he will be a beast.
Remember, Coach, how highly touted he was pagpasok niya sa PBA, no, because he spent time with Gilas as their naturalized player before the season started. And he was just a terror. They've been waiting for this on a consistent basis. Reyes, Garcia, the hook won't fall, and Tautua is there once again. That's 5 straight for Mo.
He's very active. He's scoring a lot in transition. He's running. So I did not mention that. Not only is he strong underneath the basket, but he has that ability to run and finish fast break situations as well.
The katropa are running, passing, rebounding, and scoring. 4 na puntos na lang ang lamang ng Magnolia dito sa second quarter. This high sa Tibay rebound ni Moala Tautua is brought to you by Eagle Cement. High sa Tibay. We have a report right now mula kay Ms. Carla Lizardo.
Everyone knows Mo Tautua as a very funny guy, very high-spirited on the court. Pero sabi ng coaches na one of the reasons he's been struggling is because madali siya ma-discourage when he doesn't play well. And that's why Coach Eric Gonzalez has really been stepping in, making an extra effort to provide more motivation. Meron daw silang routine. Pagdating ni Mo sa practice, tatanungin niya si Coach Eric, what's the word of the day? So magbibigay siya ng motivational quote. And yung isang dinidiin daw niya dito kay Mo, bring out the confidence in you because it will bring great reward. Back to you, Chuck and Coach Ryan.
Thank you so much, Carla. You know, the times I've gotten to talk to Coach Eric Gonzalez, seems like such a positive person. Parang napakaganda ng spirit niya. But this could be a good partnership with Mo Tautua, Coach.
Oh, definitely. Because if you have a guy who's got a complete skill level, the talent is there, but for some reason, sometimes he plays well, sometimes he doesn't play well. So the calisthenics is pretty much in the mind.
Yes.
So if you manage your mind on a consistent basis, chances are you will play consistent basketball. Yun ang struggle ngayon ni Mo Tautua. Tonight, he's playing fantastic basketball, coming off the bench with 7 points.
I feel like what a lot of people don't see about our athletes is the mental part of the game is almost just as important as the physical. No, the grind of having to play every day, the matchups, and kaya naman for Mo, consistency is, I would believe, is also a mental challenge as well.
Oh, definitely. And we've talked about some of the aspects that are required for a basketball coach. It is not just teaching the X and O's. It is also how to play the game the right way and having that right mental attitude so that you can make a better version of yourself. That is what Coach Eric Gonzalez is trying to infuse in this TNT Katropa team coming from Global Port. And things are doing great for them, especially for the guys like Tautua at pati itong si Norbert Torres.
Magnolia's lead is down to 2, and dribblers, open your Moneyball app dahil ito na ang ating Phoenix Accelerate Moneyball question. Bago si RR Pugoy ng TNT last season, sinong produkto ng Cebu ang huling nanalo ng PBA Rookie of the Year? Is it 1, Dondon Ampalayo? Number 2, Willie Generalao? And number 3, Greg Slaughter? Parang alam ko yung sagot dyan. Dondon Ampalayo? Anong year ba si Dondon Ampalayo pumasok sa PBA? Mga 80s pa.
Mga 80s yan, oh. Galing niya ni Dondon Ampalayo. He once played for Barangay Ginebra but slowed down by injuries, but definitely one of the legends in the league.
6.6 seconds remaining. TNT has made an effort to really get in the paint, no, utilizing itong si Tautua and si Norbert Torres. Kaya naman binalik na ni Coach Chito Victolero itong si Rafi Rivas at si Mark Pingris. And Paul Lee, I think it's an ultimate sign of respect if you're putting Semerad and Pugoy both on Lee, although Paul is holding on to his knees right now. He's coming up a little bit gimpy as he gets to that free throw line. Let's hope it's nothing serious for Paul.
Now you put in a big guy, Semerad against Paul Lee. In the mind of Paul Lee, I'll just go by him.
Yes.
So blow by him. It might be a misdirection on the part of the coaching staff of TNT because they want to limit that outside shooting accuracy of Paul Lee, who's shooting 53%. So might as well put the ball down and we'll take our chances on your penetration. But we take away your 3.
Pick your poison, ika nga.
Ganun na mangyayari dyan.
Take a look right now at boss of the Magnolia Hot Shots.
Si Tatay Gob.
Yes.
Rene Pardo.
Rene Pardo in attendance. Todo suporta na naman para sa Magnolia Hot Shots. Hopefully Paul is okay. He will be staying in the game para sa Hot Shots. Dive inside by Torres. That's swiped away by Rivas. And that's yun yung maganda pag may Rafi Rivas. Ang kanyang kalamay. Kayang swipe away ang bola. Anthony Semerad kontra kay Paulie, top of the key. They get it to Kelly Williams against Ping. Ilang beses na ito naglaban si Pingris tsaka si Kelly Williams. Through the years, different jerseys, different teams. Pero sila pa rin ang nagkikita dito sa playoffs. Rather sa Philippine Cup.
Oh yes, of course. Kelly Williams started his career with Santa Lucia. Mark Pingris after being traded by FedEx to Pure Foods. And I had an opportunity to coach Mark Pingres when I was still coaching Pure Foods, and we had that matchup against Kelly Williams and the Santa Lucia Realtors. Unfortunately, we lost in 7 games, but that was one hell of a playoff series.
Kaya naman 3-time Coach of the Year ang kasama ko dito sa panel. Oh, nice ride there by Giovanni Halalon. And a steal by Rafi. Simon thought about the 3, pero nandyan si Semerad.
A lot of errors, especially on those inbounds play after a made shot, giving a lot of chances for Magnolia to score, and now they're up by 6 points.
Coach Wayas Halalon had an easy time getting in the paint and attacking the interior defense of TNT.
Well, for one, you have to stay home on Simon and also Paul D.
Right.
So if Halalon attacks the basket strongly, there will be no outside defenders from the perimeter players.
Nice response there mula kay R.R. Garcia. Baba sa 4 ang kalamangan ng hot shots. 8 minutes remaining in this second period. G on a switch against Semerad. Simon tumigada ng 3. That's good for Peter June Simon.
Really nice to see players like Simon, Rafi Rivas, Mark Pingres. They're not going to get mad at me when I tell them that they have a lot of mileage already in their odometer, but still part of the rotation, still in the PBA. They just have to embrace this blessing that are coming their way.
Speaking of embracing, Simon averaging 10 points. This conference has had a nice start. Ping niya sa may tangan kontra kay Kelly. Ping in the post. Beautiful moves inside, pero hindi umubra ang tira ni Pingres. Lazy pass from Williams.
It's 1-2 minute turnovers from the white shirts.
Simon to the lethal weapon. Jab step, 3, in and out for Paul. Action picking up here in the second quarter. Garcia will try to break down Simon. Stops on a dime. 3-pointer. It's nothing but air. We will go the other way. Pabalik si Troy sa ating laro. Pinahinga muna itong si Norbert Torres. Take a look at this once again. Napakadali ng bola. Napakadali ng basketball para kay PJ Simon. We've got a report right now from Carla.
Sabi ni Coach Chito Victolerio, natutuwa talaga siya sa leadership na dinadala nitong si PJ Simon, Mark Pingres, and Rafi Rivas. He says that his veterans are very, very young at heart. They know how to take care of their bodies, and their outgoing personalities really play a big role in motivating the entire team. At sabi ni Ping, they really go out of their way to talk to the younger guys. Whenever someone's frustrated, kakausapin agad nila to point out what they have to do para makabawi agad. At sabi na, lagi ni Ping, kung hindi kayo makatira, idaan nyo sa depensa. Back to you guys.
Well said, Carla. You know, we had a graphic a while ago, no, yung mga one-team players. Of course, for the Pure Foods franchise, they've got PJ Simon. Sa para naman sa TNT, it's Harvey Carey. Those two players have played their entire careers. Kaya naman they are such beloved players for their respective squads, Coach.
Well, PJ Simon entered the PBA draft in 2001. He was picked in the 5th round. And you've mentioned these two players, Harvey Carey, PJ Simon, 15th season already for Harvey, PJ 14th season already. And it is just an amazing story. PJ Simon, virtual unknown, coming from Makilala, North Cotabato. And wow, 43, number 43 dun sa draft na yon. And he has blossomed to be one of the finest players here the league I've ever seen.
Simon can do that floater until he's 40 or 50 years old. Wala pa rin makadepensa sa floater ni PJ Simon.
He has a very good touch from the perimeter. Na-improve na yung range niya. He can now shoot also consistently from the outside. But what is so nice about this guy is his attitude, that locker room atmosphere, and one of the guys that I really loved coaching when I was still there.
Kabila naman, Jason Castro trying to carve out his own legacy. Isa rin to sa one-team for his entire career club, si Castro.
But there are a lot of players from the Pure Foods franchise na doon nag-start ng career nila, doon din natapos. You talk about Alvin Patrimonio.
Not Jerry.
Not Jerry. Ray Evangelista, of course,
right,
from Ormoc.
So far,
Leyte.
itong si Baroka also, his entire career with the Pure Foods franchise. Same thing actually also for TNT. They've got itong si Jason Castro, Harvey Carey. A lot of players na matagal-tagal na rin sa kanilang koponan. Castro takes care of those free throws. Baba sa 4 ang kalamangan ng hotshots. Pingris. The post. Pingris. In and out. And Rosario with the board. The blur. Lob pass for Kelly Williams. Will not fall. Baroka able to secure it. At least once every 2 games, Kelly Williams will try to break that rim. Baroka getting some space. Pingris. Over Troy is good.
Still can shoot that 2-foot floater. 36 years old na ito si Mark Pingris, but he sat down majority of their games last season because he was nursing an injury. So maski pa paano, parang merong panibagong sigla itong si Pinoy Sakuragi.
Castro tumigada ng 3 over Rivas, hindi umubra. Baroka nagmamadali. Castro gave up that foul kasi sinisil na siya ni Rafi Rivas sa loob in transition. And the hotshots have been able to stay ahead. Kelly Williams almost got that dunk to fall. Hindi po yan fire alarm. Sinisigurado lang po natin na may timeout talaga ngayon. But it is still a 6-point lead for the hotshots. 39-33.
A very entertaining ball game. What we're witnessing right now. May timeout? Okay.
Mark Baroka is posting up Jason Castro. Got it over to Rivas, won't fall. Second offering won't fall then for Rivas, and TNT completing that defensive stop. Kelly Williams on the run, and one will fall for Machine Gun Kelly.
We've seen him do that time and time again. His version of the Euro step. He was able to elude the defense of Rafi Rivas. Look at that. Great stride, fantastic finish, and a chance for 3.
36-year-old Kelly Williams, former PBA MVP. What a story dito itong si Kelly Williams, coming off multiple sicknesses, injuries, knee injuries, has come back and has become the starting center once again. Reinvented himself, Coach Ryan, as the defensive anchor nitong TNT Katropa.
And can also score, especially inside the paint. Such an inspiration itong si Kelly Williams.
Aldrich Ramos with a long 2, bullseye for Aldrich.
That guy, he really has that shot in his arsenal way back in his years in PBA with FAU.
That's right. What a team that was. You had Aldrich Ramos, then meron ka ring Denok Miranda na Di ba you had so many of those types of classic players? Carl Brian Cruz. Hop, skip, and a dime for Roger Pogoy. And our Pogoy's got 4 in this ballgame.
A lot of fantastic individual moves we're seeing here for both teams.
It's been a fun matchup so far, but Magnolia stayed ahead for this entire ball game.
3-second violation.
Got a 3-second violation.
A little clog there because if you play Rafi Rivas together with Mark Pingris at the same time, you're going to clog the paint. Again, nice move there by Roger Pogoy. That simple ball fake, he was able to fake even his defenders, and all of a sudden he was wide open for that easy layup.
Dribblers, ang tamang sagot sa ating Phoenix Accelerate Moneyball question ay number 3, Greg Slaughter. So siya po ang mga nanggaling sa Cebu na naging Rookie of the Year noong 2014.
Daming magagaling sa Cebu, no? Lalong-lalo na naman yung ating 4-time MVP.
Going for his 5th this season. Castro against Lee. This is the matchup we've been waiting for at traveling. 4th quarter na lang daw sila mag-ano sa showdown. Coach Nash Rosella looking on as these boys are trying to find a way to get the lead as we enter our final 4 minutes of this ball game. So far, TNT has had yung mga mini runs, no, coach. Mini run after mini run, but Magnolia has always had an answer, whether it has been from the likes of Pingris or itong si Andres Ramos.
And even the guards led by Mark Baroka, who has 9 points across his name already. The paint, it's been clogged. It's just one-on-one defense for TNT Katropa. But look at the way Magnolia runs back on defense, trying to defend the paint. And they were able to make that first stop from Aray Pugoy. Coming out of nowhere, he does not need that ball to score. He will find ways to score. A total of 6 points, all coming off the bench.
That's from your PBA Player of the Week, Roger Pugoy.
It really reminds me of my former player, Roger Yap, who is equally as tough in terms of defense and also comes from Cebu. Shout out to my friend, Roger Yap.
Roger Yap. Oh, Ian Sangalang. Big boy basketball from Sangalang, getting the end one to drop. That's the miss from Baroka. That's Sangalang using his long arms over Moala Tautua. And Sangalang will shoot free throws ating pagbabalik after this timeout. With 2 minutes and 53 seconds remaining, silipin natin ngayon kung paano nakuha ng Magnolia Hotshot ang huling putos.
Well, this is more what is important, especially on the fundamentals in terms of rebounding. Let's take a look at this shot right here. We stop it for a while. Look at this two players, Mo Tautua up against Ian Sangalang. If you Mo Tautua, chances are if you get the inside position, you're gonna get that rebound. But because he failed to block out, yes, he was able to locate, but he did not block off Ian Sangalang strongly, and as a result, nagkaroon ng opening itong si Ian. He was able to get that pass, that rebound rather, and was able to make that basket, and almost a chance for a three-point play. The message there is, even if you're a big man, you do not rely on your skills. You have to go back to fundamentals.
Is it also, Coach, about yung attention to detail, always knowing kung nasaan yung kailangan mong box out at every moment?
Yes, and most of the time, itong si Tautua, really knowing where he is at any given time. If he is inside, he's really supposed to get a lot of rebounds. Yes, he's getting 9 rebounds per ball game, but if he sticks to his fundamentals, he's going to get a lot more.
Well set, Coach. Melton getting the steal on TNT. Hot shots nagmamadali. Melton the crossover, kick out pass. Baroka. Sangalang kontra Rosario. Sangalang sa poste. Beautiful move from Ian, won't fall, but we've got a foul on the floor.
Pingris will be guilty for that loose ball foul. A little experience for Mark Pingris, but unfortunately, they're already in team penalty, so 2 free throws will be given to Katropa.
90% of the time nakakalusot si Pingris sa mga ganyang pisikalan sa loob.
But he was just too open when he got that rebound, so something happened along the way.
Pugoy,
nahuli siya.
Nahuli siya. Minsan lang naman, 10% of the time lang naman. Pero si Pingris, one of the best yan na dumiskarte dito sa ating PBA. Pugoy to the line. Takes care of that first free throw. Of course, none other than Boss MVP in the house.
And good crowd there, of course. Butch Mayley, Ato Salud, and Congressman Puno, kasama si Boss MVP.
Pugoy taking care of that free throw. Roger Pugoy leading TNT in scoring with 15 points per contest. And he's also shooting 61% from the free throw line. Huling 2 minuto ng ating first half. It's been a tight ball game almost since the jump, but Magnolia still holding on to a 1-point lead. Melton tumikada na 3. Lead pass, getting it over to Pogs. Nagmamadali si Baroka. Baroka getting there right before Pugoy.
Just fantastic effort there for Baroka. Now they're gonna attack using their quickness, but quick feet run for TNT. Nice stop, almost a stop.
Quick hands din para kay Tautua. Arguing na dapat bola nila, pero possession will remain with Magnolia.
Unfortunately for them, the referees cannot review this play.
They cannot.
Only inside the 2-minute mark in the 4th quarter.
That's right. Tautua might have a case, but nevertheless, may timeout po tayo. Silipin natin itong huling possession as Sangalang aatake. Absorbing the contact, and let's see where this is off, Coach.
Good anticipation by Tautua. at least he was able to tap that ball cleanly from that angle and the direction of the ball. Baka parang may tumama nga.
But we will never know. This is an opportunity for us to also congratulate our new official commissioner, Boss Willie Marshall. Tinanggal na po natin ang OIC label. Siya na po ang ating commissioner. Willie Marshall, congratulations.
Of course, Sir Bongo.
Sir Bong. Napaka-star-studded ng ating mga nunod dito ngayong Sabado na.
Oh, very good Saturday crowd. And bukas, napakaganda ng laban natin, ha?
Clash of the Champions, ika nga, Baroka knocking down that triple. Don't forget, Magnolia Hotshots. They were able to make it to the semifinals in the Philippine Cup last year. Free throw line jumper from Troy won't fall. Lumamig na si Troy Rosario dito sa ating second quarter.
Actually, for Magnolia, Pure Foods last season, they had a very good conference in the three conferences. They made it to the semifinals, but right now they just want to go one notch higher. They're number 2 right now, 4 wins, 1 loss, 3 straight wins, and they're playing good basketball.
That is another offensive rebound by Ian Sangalang over Tautua, but he cannot get that shot to fall. Ryan Ruz Garcia, 38 seconds remaining. Naghahanap ng high-low si Kelly pero hindi niya mahanap si Tautua. Sabi ni Coach Nash Rosella, every possession counts. Pag-usapan muna natin with a 30-second timeout.
Well, sayang yun because they got the ball with close to 40 seconds remaining. Usually, if you get an early shot, you get a 2-for-1 situation. But they took a little time. 9 seconds remaining in their shot clock. They had to call a timeout because nothing was developing in their offense. So they will not get the ball back unless they force a turnover.
Speaking of big-time players, big-time way, bumalik na rin si Ian Sangalang para sa Magnolia Hotshots. He has been spectacular so far this conference for Magnolia with averages of 16 points per game. He did have 16 points and 7 rebounds contra sa Fuel Masters. And what you love about Sangalang, Coach, whether you're making a play for him or not, as we saw in that rebound against Tauto, he will find the way to contribute to his team.
Oh, definitely. He gets it via the offensive glass. He's got a very good sense also defensively. He has the ability to block shots and just force his opponent to miss. He's definitely one of the more important big men here in the league. You talk about big guys, you say Jomar Fajardo, Greg Slaughter, and Ian Sangalang will definitely be in that conversation.
Pagoy wide open, top of the key, bang bang!
Nice, you call a timeout, you set up a good play. It was a good, clean look for RR Pagoy. They're only down by 1.
Less than a second between shot clock and game clock, and that was the foul to give off the Katropa. That was the next foul put in penalty. In comes Ryan Reyes for defensive purposes as susubukan nilang pigilan itong Magnolia Hotshots dito sa kanilang huling possession ng first half. Sangalang to Lee. Look at Semera draped all over him. Paul Lee. A foul is going to be whistled on Anthony Semerad sa kanyang sundot dito kay Lee. Di makapaniwala si Semerad. But credit also to TNT because Lee has been shackled. He only has 3 points in this game.
Well, look at Paul Lee. He will lean on you. He will try to get that contact, and every time you put your hand down as if you're gonna swipe, you give the opportunity for the ref to call.
Yes.
Dahil hinampas mo eh. So most of the time, coaches will tell their players, you have to play defense with your legs and just challenge. If he makes it, but don't bail out the shooter by fouling while in the act of shooting.
Buti na lang para kay Semerad that Lee has missed that free throw. He is now 1 of 3 from the free throw line, trying to split the charities para sa kanyang koponan. Split on the line for Lee. He's got 4 points in this game. TNT's got 8 seconds to manufacture a shot. Castro. Kick out pass to Pogoy. 2 seconds. Pogoy! Butata ang inabot kay Mark Pingris. Mark Pingris like that block. May konting lambing kay Pogoy. Dito po magtatapos ang ating first half of basketball. It has been entertaining from the beginning. Magnolia will have a 2-point lead at the half. Pabalik po tayo with our halftime show and analysis dito po sa inyong PBA Philippine Cup. Umiinit na ang lamanan dito sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. Ang Magnolia Hotshots pambansang manok. May 2 puntos na kalamangan kontra sa TNT Katropa. And once again, we want to thank you for joining us here for this intense matchup. Tsaka Araneta kasama si Coach Ryan Gregorio with Ms. Carla Lizard sa sidelines. Coach, we saw 2 of the best defensive teams. Tutulad nga sinabi natin matching up. And talagang yan yung pinakita natin as these 2 teams have been waging war in the hardcourt right now.
Just a well-played game. Of course, Magnolia running into a 9-point lead earlier at 29-20. But TNT, especially in the second quarter, they were able to fight back primarily because of their defense. Though they're forcing Magnolia to shoot 47% from the field, and sa kanila 37% lamang. But pagdating sa second chance points, that is where they lorded it over. They scored 11 points and only allowing 2 from the hot shots. Points off the turnovers, almost the same. 13 for Magnolia and 9 for Katropa. But yung ating leading scorers, especially itong mga guard position na to, Mark Baroca coming off the bench with 12, Ian Sanggalang 8 coming off the bench as well, while Mark Pingres and Paulie only with 4 points. Para naman dito sa koponan ng Katropa, 11 points. Ito rin ang player na to na si Pogoy hindi rin nag-start sa ball game na ito.
Let's see kung sino ang magwawagi dito sa pangatlong yugto. This quarter is brought to you by Cobra Energy Drink. May laban ka. Coach, if you're TNT, are you worried that all the 6 assists lamang ang naiambag ng inyong koponan? Well,
you're worried because the ball is not moving. But even if you only had 6 assists for as long as you're only down 2 points, you're still happy. And now, not taking any chances. Jason Castro did not start this ball game. It took a little time for him to heat up. So coming off the break right now, after the warm-up, in between the first half and the second half, he starts his ball game and starts off with a booming 3.
And that gives TNT its first lead since the score was 3-5 in their favor in the first period. Tingnan natin kung makakasagot ang Magnolia. Paulie lines it up from the outside. Paulie unable to get that shot to fall. Meron na siyang 4 na puntos sa ating laro. Wala pa siyang 3.
And he's definitely a marked man. 20 points per ball game before this one, but only 4 so far in the first 2.
Castro cannot get that shot to drop. Bola na sa Magnolia. They begin this third period with Baroca, Lee, Aldrich Ramos, Rafi Rivas, and Mark Pingris. Sa kabila naman para sa hot shots, they've got Troy Rosario, Kelly Williams, Anthony Semera, Jason Castro, and Ryan Reyes. For more on what happened after the first half, let's send it over to Ms. Carla Lizardo.
Nang halftime, pinag-usapan ng TNT Katropa that they haven't been able to handle Stars' pressure the way that they prepared for, leading to 9 turnovers in the first half. So they really need to do a better job on that front. Para naman dito sa Magnolia, they want to limit TNT's second chance points. At sabi nga nila, they had a pretty good start, pero naging inconsistent sila nang patapos ng second quarter. So their goal for the second half is to be more consistent. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Carla. Coach, itong depensa ng Magnolia, it's not as frantic or as chaotic as yung defense ng Alaska, yung full court pressure, ginugulo ka, but they just have so many excellent individual defenders at each position.
Who are fresh.
Yes.
The guards are coming in to put in pressure. They started off this third quarter with Baroca and Paulie. After a few minutes, papasok na dyan si Melton, papasok na dyan si Gio Halala. You don't lose anything in terms of defensive mindset, but you definitely gain because you're putting in players who are fresh and capable of putting tremendous ball pressure in. As a result, let's take a look at that. Specifically, as if on cue, a forced turnover because of ball pressure.
That's a turnover on the Katropa. That is their 10th turnover of this game. Bola babalik sa hot shots.
They had 6 turnovers in the second quarter. Buti na lang hindi nag-capitalize ng gusto yung Magnolia ron. But they cannot be so flat. They have to have so much confidence and use whatever they practice to break this one-on-one defense from the backcourt of Magnolia.
Baroca getting that shot. He continues his hot Scoring, meron na po siyang 14 puntos at binubulabog pa niya si Jason Castro.
It's a double triple. Referee missed that. Happened right in front of him.
Si Baroka din, isa na nagsasabi. Oh, supal pa lang inabot ni Castro from the inside. Umabot siya sa loob, but that's another possession stop by the Hotshots.
Well, Castro is definitely bothered by the defense of Baroka. And it will really be beneficial for you kung ganun ang pressure mo. And then meron ka pang second line defenders, rim protectors like Rafi Rivas and Mark Pingres. Kaya nagkakaroon ng lakas ng loob yung mga gwardya. Promesure ng malayo. Dahil malusutan man sila, somebody will help him out.
Especially when you've got Giraffe Rivas and Sakuragi waiting for you inside. Talagang mag-iisip ka kung atake ka. Baroka has nowhere to go!
Parang half-court shot yun.
Oo,
parang premyo kotse. It was not a beautiful execution there because of the shot clock of Magnolia. It was only Mark Baroka most of the time who was able to hold on to that ball.
Hey, you look at this lineup of TNT, coach. They've got guys like Rosario, Semerad, Williams, yung switch ability, no, lahat kaya lang nilang i-switch, kayang depensan, pati backcourt at frontcourt.
Up to the fourth spot. I mean, if somebody uses a pick point guard, they can switch it because of their length and their lateral movement and their quickness. So yun ang ginagamit ngayon ni Coach Nash Rosella rito. Yung 5, Rafi Rivas sa Magnolia, 5 din itong si Kelly Williams. Yun, pwedeng ibang klaseng pick and roll defense ang pwedeng gawin nila.
Rosario's got the height advantage on Lee. He's trapped. He's got nowhere to go. It is a 2-on-1. Magnolia broken up by Anthony Semerad. The transition D ng TNT stopping the fast break of Magnolia. Dribblers, ito na ang ating Phoenix Accelerate Moneyball Best Player of the Game. Congratulations kay Manuel Labay. Congratulations, Manuel. Ikaw ang ating Moneyball Player of the Game. Baroka kontra Castro. Baroka dips it inside. Beautiful inside pass to Rafi Rivas. Pero masyadong malakas ang pasa. Turnover on the Hotshots.
Well, one is medyo mababa yun. Hindi na masyado naabot. Number 2, Rafi Rivas was quite surprised because there was no rotation involved sa depensa ng TNT. So akala niya pagkakuha niya, pwede niya nang idunk. Eh hindi pa niya nag-gather yung bola. Turnover na nangyari sa kanila.
Iniisip na niya kung i-reverse na niya or kung i-double pump.
Yes.
Rivas can't get it to show. Pogoy, atake, Castro, Reyes. Wala, airball ang inabot, but Pogoy is there. Can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound though on that loose ball scramble. Mapipituhan si Aldrich Ramos.
Nice ball movement for Katropa. That was an easy shot for RR Pogoy. Probably the easiest that he could get in this game, but he still missed. But good thing they retained possession.
Castro drafting a crowd. A foul is gonna go on the Hotshots. Magnolia has been very, very physical in defending this entire conference.
Bing will be called for a warning for delay of game. Ah, okay. Resentment to a call pala. Because he felt like it was all ball. But usually when you hear the whistle, nabigyan na ng verdict ng referee on, just go to the next play. Hindi na babawiin ng referee.
Wala
especially if it's a foul.
Kailangan na rin mag-move on. Troy over to Reyes. Troy for 3. That's good for Troy Rosario.
His third three-pointer in the ball game. He was held scoreless in the second, but now he has a total of 11.
That's 3 triples para kay Troy Rosario. Remember, he made 6 sa kanyang laban kontra sa Meralco Bulls. Paul Lee, atake na naman! Rafi Rivas! Height is might, but Lee is down.
That's
Lee
a bigger
is
story
down.
there. He's clutching on his left ankle. But yes.
Lee is down.
Cause of concern here. This is bad. Things that we don't want to see, especially for injury-prone players like Paul Lee.
Yes.
Who's really starting off this first conference on a high note. But right now, he's still down, clutching on his left ankle.
Remember, Lee injured himself in the second quarter. Medyo natapilok siya or sa tuhod yung tinamaan sa kanyang drive in the first half. Then remember, he was also coming off an injury during the end of the Governor's Cup, and he still cannot put any pressure on that ankle. Let's hope it's nothing serious. Lee has been such a warrior para dito sa Magnolia Hotshots. Remember, hindi pa siya 100%, but he has been playing so well for Magnolia. Take a look at this once again, Coach.
It's, inadvertently, he stepped on the foot of Troy Rosario. Definitely not deliberate, but
there is a gasp in the Smart Araneta Coliseum when they showed the replay on the big screen. Lahat umiling, lahat. Di nila makita, ayaw nila tingnan on your screen right now. And let's hope that Lee is okay. But the good thing about this Magnolia Hotshot squad, they've got a ton of backcourt players that can help out if Paul can't return, or at least has to sit out as he recovers from this injury.
It is a very deep rotation, especially on the backcourt. In comes Melton. Meron pa silang halalon dyan.
Yeah, that's the wife of
Look of
Paul.
concern, no?
That's Ruby Chua Lee, who is looking on. Baroka, though, says, I got you, Paul. Gets that running jumper to fall.
16 points for Mark Baroka.
Important thing here for Magnolia, paano sila sasagot ng walang lethal weapon? How will they respond? Troy Rosario attacks. Strong drive from Troy is good over the outstretched arms of Rafi Rivas.
It's a good point of attack because he was hounded 25 feet away from the basket. So one way to elude the defense of Rafi Rivas is to use her quickness.
I love the simplicity of the post game of Mark Pingris, coach. One power dribble, tapos aangat siya kaagad for that shot.
Specialty ng kanyang opensa talaga yan. He's been doing that since 2004 when he was drafted by FedEx.
Another hot shot is down. Ngayon naman, si Mark Baroka, tinamaan siya inadvertently ni Jason Castro. Dugo ba yun yung nakita natin sa sahig? Or no? I think it's just the
shadow.
Yeah. Hopefully it's nothing serious. The doctors of Magnolia have had to work overtime in this ball game.
Yeah, a few possessions ago it was Paul Lee who landed badly on the foot of Troy Rosario. This time, because of the ball pressure, Castro was trying to protect that ball.
That's an uppercut right there.
Yeah, but well within the space of Jason. That is why there is always a risk. If you put pressure that much close to the operating space of the offensive player, if he tries to create that space, there is a chance na pwede kang masiko. Of course, we don't want to see situations like that wherein you'll end up bloodied, but you have to give really tribute to the kind of defensive intensity that Baroka is displaying in this ball game.
Mukha namang okay si Baroka. Maybe just needs to take a seat at pagpagin yung tama sa kanyang ulo. But without Baroka, here comes Gio Halalon again.
Sabi sa'yo, lalim.
Lalim, di ba? Meron ka pang may PJ Simon ka pa na naghihintay.
Alam mo, sa lalim ng gwardiya nitong Magnolia, pwede silang gawa ng security guard agency.
They have like 4 all-star guards under the lineup as Pingris getting that shot to fall. That's 4 straight for Mark. Sabi ni Pugoy, may wet spot dyan. Kailangan nilang ayusin yan. Pogs to Kelly. Kelly, mid-range jumper at the free throw line. Won't fall. Melton with the board. Got a loose ball foul. It will be on Pugoy.
Loose ball foul, number 16, Pugoy.
Extended minutes itong dalawang tall players ni Coach Chito Victolero here in the third quarter. Rafi Rivas started out this third quarter. Mark Pingris, two of the guys who also played extremely well when they went up against Phoenix the last time they played. Almost like an anomaly. How can they play this long? Rafi is 40, Pingris is 36, but for some reason they're still very, very productive, and I'm just so happy that I am still witnessing them play for a long period of time.
Tears of joy in the eyes of Coach Ryan Gregorio. And a rainbow from Justin Melton, making it a 7-point lead. Coach Nash Rosella sues for time. TNT Katropa down by 7. Magnolia weathering the adversity as Polly goes down. Pero sabi ni Justin Melton, nandito pa ako. 7 puntos ang kalamangan ng Hotshots dito sa pangatlong yugto. 7-point lead for the Hotshots, 60-53. Nakita natin kanina bumagsak si Polly. May update tayo mula kay Ms. Carla Lizardo.
Yes, I got to check on Paul Lee sa bench ng Magnolia. Right now, the medical team is checking on his left leg at mukha daw high ankle sprain ang nangyari. At sabi nila na it's really not recommended for him to get back in the game kung ganun kagrabe yung pagkatapilok. Pero kinakausap nga siya ng mga teammates niya, kinakamusta siya. Sinasabi nga ni Paul na hindi nababawasan yung sakit. Back to you guys.
What a disappointing turn of events for Paul Lee and for the Magnolia Hotshots. And we can only hope that Paul will be okay. No, that was the scene a while ago as Paul was taken out to the dugout, obviously to get checked. A steal by Justin Melton. This is a run by the Magnolia Hotshots. We've seen this before from this team, Coach Ryan. Pag meron silang nadidisgrasya, parang mas lalo pa silang nagaganahan, mas lalo pa silang lumalaban.
Their energy is definitely different when they saw 2 players down. Paul Lee first, then Mark Baroka second. Take a look at this. Melton giving a great relief job there, completing that steal and a layup.
That steal is brought to you by United Auctioneers Inc., the biggest auction company in the Philippines. ISO certified sa bidding, ikaw ang bida. Rosario umangat, and this has been the money move for TNT dito sa pangatlong yugto. Rosario's got 15.
They badly needed that basket. Prior to that shot of Troy Rosario, they were down by 9 points on an 8-0 run by Magnolia.
Giovanni Halalo naghahanap ng mapasahan, gets it over to Melton. Melton has been rock solid dito sa third period. Pingris kontra Tautua. Pingris umangat. Pingris wala. Rosario with the board. R. Garcia is back in the game for TNT, being shadowed by Halalon. 5 minutes remaining in the third. Pogoy, nowhere to go. Tinapik, bola mananatili si Katropa.
Lucky offensive play there because it was wayward. That pass of R.R. Pogoy, buti natapik ng bahagya ng Magnolia. 12 seconds to look for a decent shot for TNT.
Pogoy to R.R. Garcia for 3, won't fall. Nandun si Troy para sa board pero alanganin yung position niya. Bola pabalik sa Magnolia.
Still a 7-point lead. That is what Magnolia is protecting. Halalon here in the ball game in the third quarter, but not a lot of offensive production for Halalon. So far, only 4 points, all scored in the second quarter.
Di umubra ang tira ni Halalon, but Ian Sanggalang has been a monster on the offensive end, getting that rebound and put back.
We've talked about that in the second quarter.
That's right.
Itong si Mo Tautua relying too much on his height advantage, on his strength, but not going back to fundamentals in basketball. Good thing he was able to turn it back with a 3-point shot, a total of 10 points for Mo. But on the defensive end, he has to focus on proper fundamentals in locating, blocking out, and getting that rebound.
Tautua is in double digits. Rafi Rivas can't get that shot to fall. Castro with the board. TNT nagmamadali. Blur. Pogoy. Atake ni Pogoy kontra Rivas. Hindi umubra. Rebound ni Melton. Hot shots nagmamadali. The Cyclone. Pumipit sa ere. Wala.
Great action we're seeing here. Great options on offense via the fast break, but better defensive stops and still not completed. And the Magnolia up by 6 points. Momentum is definitely on their side. The quickness is going to be to their advantage. Why? Because they love this tempo. And the cards are fresh. Melton with a 3 and a total of 9 for him.
What a performance in the third from Justin Melton. Quick melt at talagang mabilisan ang kanyang pagpuntos. Castro escaping for 2.
Now you ask me, why was it wide open? Rivas was supposed to be the second-line defender, but because of Troy Rosario shooting from the outside, he had to stick to Troy, and that is why Castro was wide open for that layup.
Sanggalang one-on-one against Tautua.
That's a hook. Good call by referee Jimmy Mariano.
Moala Tautua. Good defense there on Ian Sanggalang. But Sanggalang's boys still have a 7-point lead contra TNT Katropa. Welcome back to the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Mark Baroka making things happen for the Magnolia hot shots from the inside and the outside. Ang atake niya sa loob, the floaters, the mid-range jumpers. Lahat ginagawa ng the Coffee Prince, including this three. And for Magnolia hot shots, alam natin na na-injure itong si Baroka after taking an inadvertent elbow from Jason Castro, but they will need him down the stretch. He's back in the game for the hot shots.
Look at his numbers, 16 points, 6 out of 11 from the field, 4 assists, and a lot of tenacity on the defensive end. Just a quick respite there for Baroka because it's badly needed on both ends of the floor. He also has to guard the floor.
Shot will not fall for Castro. Semerad. Kick out pass. Tautua for three. In and out for Big Mo. And we've got another stop for Magnolia. They will have the ball. Big Mo is looking for his second triple of the night. He's got 10 points. Fingris and Torres in a wrestling match in the paint. Swiped away by TNT, but Magnolia still has the ball. Melton, pull up, mid-range shot. And quick, Mel has got it on automatic. He's got 11 points in this game.
Nice shot there. And I've been telling the kids, if you are not so tall, you have to master that 1 or 2 dribble pull-up so that if you get that consistently, then you have a place here in the PBA.
Tautua was looking for that pass to Torres. Pero masyadong masikip, another turnover on TNT. Baroka. Angat na naman ni Pringles. And Magnolia's got a double-digit advantage. It's 11 here in the third. We've got a timeout on the floor as Coach Nasracela trying to stop the bleeding. They're down by 11 in the third period with 1 minute and 44 to go. Mark Pingris entering this game at averages of 5.8 points and 10.3 rebounds, but he has brought it up to a higher level, lalo na sa offense, Coach Ryan.
Oh yes, if he gets that ball inside the basket with a spirit job and strong attack to the basket, gets that little opening, he will definitely make it. Floaters left and right. Mark Pingris is definitely in sync in tonight's game. 26 minutes of play. He entered the PBA way back in 2004. Can you imagine that? An 8-time PBA champion, not just for Magnolia. He also had a stint with the San Miguel Beermen, won one there, but a lot of his championships came with Coach Tim Cone.
One of the 40 greatest players in PBA history. Mark Pingris is not done adding as Jason Castro can't get it to fall. Norbert Torres and Baroka fighting for that rebound. Baroka nagmamadali, sinundutan siya ni Torres, pero bola mananatili sa hot shots. Masikip, tight ang opensa. What is going wrong right now for TNT in this third period?
It is just being bothered by the tremendous ball pressure by the guards. Jason Castro could not get his open shots, could not elude his defender because napakaganda talaga ng body-up defense na binibigay ng mga guards ng Magnolia.
Umangat si Ron De La Rosa for that second shot. Can't get it to drop. Good stop here by TNT.
If there is one way wherein TNT can score is via the post-up play because they have to have a higher percentage basket or force turnovers. Don't turn the ball over. Mo Tautua trying to attack Mark Pingris and it's not going to be easy.
Garcia, Norbert Torres, long two. Trickles in for Norbert.
It's a lucky shot.
Nagmakaawa siya sa ring na pumasok.
All the other guys were prepared to get that rebound.
7 puntos para kay Norbert. 28 seconds remaining. TNT could have the last possession. Melton for three! Bullseye for Justin Melton.
A little change up. And TNT was hoping that the timing of Melton will be different. From a strict man-to-man defense, they went to a zone, but it still gave the same result for Justin.
14 points for Justin Melton. Garcia waltzing in the lane. Can't get it to drop. 4 seconds. There's still 2. Barroca. Melton at the buzzer. No. What a performance by Magnolia. They began the third with the exit of the lethal weapon in Barroca. Pero sa ating pagtatapos, they finished with a 14-point lead. Sasagot pa ba ang TNT? Alamin natin sa pagbabalik dito sa ating PBA Philippine Cup. Welcome back to the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Lamang ng 12 puntos ang Magnolia Hotshots. And one of the reasons why Magnolia was able to make that run is because of the man nicknamed rather Quick Melt, Justin Melton. He's got 14 points in this game. And buong laro, Coach, pinag-uusapan natin yung depth ng Magnolia Hotshots lalo na sa backcourt. At pinakita ni Justin Melton na never fear, nandyan siya kahit na may mawala sa kanyang mga kakampi.
When Paulie went down, Justin Melton took it upon himself really to carry the scoring cudgels for his team. He's only averaging 7 points per ball game, but tonight we saw it on our graphics, 14 points already. And Paulie will not come back. He's in the locker room of Magnolia after suffering that horrible left leg injury.
This quarter is brought to you by Cobra Energy Drink. May laban ka. Melton had 12 points in that third quarter, making up for the absence of Paulie. Castro, supal pa lang inabot sa Magnolia. Second serving from Kelly will not fall. Magnolia nagmamadali, that's a turnover. Semerad. Castro gets it over to Pogoy. Cannot control, gets it back to Semerad for 3. Bang, bang!
Again, a lucky execution there for TNT. Almost a turnover, but they were able to regain that possession, got their bearings back, and a huge 3 by Anthony.
It's been a while since TNT has scored yung sa half-court set. No? Talagang lahat sa fast break or sa mga broken plays. Herndon is also in the game for the first time. Ping in a foot race. Melton beating Castro. Barroca tried. Pogoy was trying to get it over Barroca, pero inadvertently natamaan si RR, and he's down.
It is a reviewable play. They're going to see whether they're going to downgrade it. But Barroca, not really known to be a dirty player.
No, not at all.
It might just be a tackle that happened there while Pogoy was up there in the air. Let's just take a look at it once again.
Mali yung landing ni Roger eh. Pogoy paid the price for selling that goal. That's all I can say. Pogoy paid the price. But he got what he wanted, another possession for TNT. Yan ang importante.
But definitely just an ordinary foul. A loose ball foul was called against Barroca. Not a flagrant as what was signaled early on.
Castro looking for a friendly face. Norbert. Semerad for 3. Can't get it to drop. Look at Melton grabbing that board.
Now the activity in defending the pick and roll play by Magnolia is just so impressive. Yes. They're on the ball, the rotations are correct, they're forcing quick shots, and what is so important is they're getting the defensive rebound.
Do you like also the zone defense na binabato ng TNT sa Magnolia, Coach?
Well, that is one way to just vary the point of attack of Magnolia, because it has been very, very predictable. Kaya itong Magnolia, grabe ang defensive intensity nila.
Sakuragi is rejecting Roger Pogoy. Bola na naman sa hot shots. Robbie Herndon, rookie of Magnolia. Once again, Magnolia moving that ball around. Double team coming against Ping. Melton, Barroca. He's got 5 seconds. Oh, a foul is whistled on Pogoy. Naghahanap ng act of shooting. If that's a foul, that could be 3 free throws for Barroca.
No, it was called on the floor. It was not in the act of shooting, but a little too close for comfort. That was the kind of defense that Pogoy did. And that was the reason why it was called for a foul.
That is such a perfect example of the defense of Pogoy. Yung hindi ka komportable sa depensa niya eh. That's what he's been known for so far in his first 2 years here in the PBA.
And that is also the way Magnolia is defending TNT.
Right.
TNT usually plays on a very high pace, very, very fast. But for some reason, because of the defense of Magnolia, instead of being fast, TNT is in a hurry.
Yes.
That totally changes their tempo of their execution. Their timing is definitely off. Kaya they could not get their shots off. They could not execute their offense properly.
Aldrich Ramos, the zone breaker ng hot shots, hindi umubra kanyang press. Rebounded by TNT. Castro and Rosario in a two-man game. Castro gets it over to Troy. Saan pupunta ang opensa ng TNT? Pogoy na switch against Rivas. Atake ni Roger. Turnover ang inabot. Bola na naman babalik sa hot shots. So no, that's 2 straight possessions na walang inabot ng TNT. Magnolia has read every single play perfectly thus far for on defense.
64 points only for TNT, and Jason Castro could not extricate from the pick and roll defense done by the blue shirts. Ang ganda ng trapping defense, forcing Castro to be a facilitator instead of being a shooter.
Rosario getting a steal. Castro will go all the way for 2.
There is one way wherein they can score easily. Just step up their defense, force turnovers, and score on fast breaks. Otherwise, it's gonna be hell for them to break the half-court defense of Magnolia.
Walang puto sa kalamangan ng hot shots dito sa pang-apat na yugto. Melton na naman! Troy and Aldrich battling for a loose ball. Great effort by Ramos to save that possession para dito sa hot shots. This smart move of the half is brought to you by Smarts. Be there like never before. Giovanni Halalon over to Baroka. 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock for Magnolia. Baroka looking for a friendly face. Ramos got 5. Halalon, 3, finding Ian Sangalan for the N1 play. What a find from Gio Halalon.
Unselfish basketball, composure was definitely evident there. Willing to make the extra pass, passing up a good shot for a better shot. Look at the way Halalon froze the defense, got the defender to commit to him, and in the last second was able to dish off to an open Ian Sangalang. Now a chance for 3. Great teamwork displayed there by the blue shirts.
Coach, yung gusto rin natin sa offense ng Magnolia, naka-zone ng TNT, but they're not always looking for the 3 eh. Parang hinahanapan nila kung paano butasin ang depensa ng TNT sa loob.
Well, usually, if you want to break that zone, coaches will always say, shoot well from the outside.
Right.
But if that outside shot is not there, try to commit, dribble, and look at those gaps, make 2 guys defend you, and make that extra pass. That is how Magnolia is breaking that zone.
TNT has yet to get in a zone on offense in this second half. Rosario for 3. In and out, but Seminar is there for the putback. 9-point lead for the hot shots. 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Remember, no more Paul Lee. Injured in the 3rd quarter, an ankle sprain na tinatawag na high ankle sprain. Ramos for 3. Bang, bang!
That's why he is in. He is a floor spacer at the 3. On defense, he has that length, and he's capable of shooting well from the outside under duress.
Zone breaker of the hot shots in full effect. 12-point lead para dito sa naka-asul. Alanganin yung pasa ni R.R. Garcia, but it was bailed out as napituhan ng foul itong si Gio Halalon.
There are teams that are just tailor-made with the kind of officiating that we're doing here in the league right now. Take a look at Alaska. They play an aggressive kind of basketball. They struggled in the last 2 conferences because of tiki-tac fouls. Right now, they have 4 straight wins. Their defense is definitely clicking pretty much the same way as how Magnolia is defending TNT right now. No space, pressure tremendously from the backcourt, and just playing physical basketball when the ball goes inside the paint.
You made a great point there, Coach, because the PBA has allowed a lot more contact this conference, and perhaps the best benefactors of that are the players that really play yung in-your-face type of defense tulad nitong Magnolia Hotshots.
Another team that will benefit from this kind of officiating is Rain or Shine.
Yes.
Because they love that physicality. And this is an innovation wherein it is pretty much laudable, not just by the players playing right now, but also the coaches and our fans. Ito yung sinasabi ni Commissioner Willie Marshall, it is time to play larong Pilipino dito sa PBA. May konting tira, may konting eksperyensya, pero wag lang sakitan.
Yeah.
Yun lang yun.
Wag lang magkainitan.
Oo. At pag ma-fine ka, just serve it.
Yeah.
Diba? Punta ka sa barangay.
Yes. Sa CSR ng PBA.
Yes.
Diba? Mag-give back na lang kayo
Give
sa mga
back kayo.
komunidad.
Oo.
10 puntos ang kalamangan ng Hotshots. Tumigada ng 3 si Baroka. Sanggalang was in perfect position for that offensive board, pero hindi umubrampot ba.
Another situation wherein he was so surprised, he was wide open.
Yes.
The tendency is there's added pressure on the wide open guy to make an unmolested shot. At tumataas ngayon yung pressure mo.
Troy's got a mismatch against Gio Halalon. Double teaming come. Semerad for 3. No go, but there is a foul on a shooting Anthony Semerad, and he will earn it from the free throw line.
Now that was a foul. It's definitely a bad foul because you fouled the shooter while in the act of shooting. Let's see if it's going to be a 3. So just 2 free throws. But prior to that shot of Anthony Semerad, you just have to appreciate the kind of communication, sometimes non-verbal. For Magnolia, Halalon was up against a small guy. Automatically, there was a big guy who helped him out. So Troy Rosario all of a sudden had that advantage.
Yes.
He was forced to give up that pass, forcing another rotation. Tremendous non-verbal communication on defense by the team of Coach Chito Victolero.
And that's why they are one of the hottest teams in the PBA right now. The second best defense in the league, averaging only 89 points per game sa mga kalaban ng Magnolia. 2 for 2 for Anthony Semerad. Baba sa 8 ang kalamangan ng Hotshots.
Totally controlled by Magnolia this ball game, but with 6 minutes left, TNT is only down by 8. They're definitely in the ball game. They're in the thick of things here, and they're now forcing a lot of turnovers as well.
Melton. Halalon. Pull up from Gio. That's good! Beautiful pull up from the Cyclone and Gio Halalon. He's got 6 points in this ball game. Reyes over to Troy. 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. TNT's got to make a run if they want to extend their 2-game winning streak. Reyes, Semerad na naman libre. Di nahawakan ng maayos ni Anthony Semerad, pero nagmadali siya kasi nag-scramble defense ng Magnolia.
And under extreme time pressure,
Yes.
you really want to force your opponent to hit a quick shot, hurried shot, not within his timing. And you do that by pressuring them early. Another magnificent defensive gem there for Magnolia. And now on the offensive end, they tried to go to Mark Pingris, but he missed a gimme that time.
With 4 minutes and 55 seconds remaining, TNT, they have time for one last run, but it's gotta go right now. Nagtawag muna ng timeout si Coach Nash Rosella. Mag-uusap muna ang TNT sa ating pagbabalik. Tingnan natin kung makahabol pa sila dito sa ating PBA Philippine Cup. Field goal percentage. Welcome back to the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Stars defense has been rock solid, Coach.
It's about the defense on the pick and roll. Take a look at this one. Every time Jason Castro uses that pick and roll, 2 guys really collapsing on him. Now, on the other side, if somebody else gets that ball, look at the way they are rotating. Not enough opening for TNT. On this pick and roll, they're gonna switch it. So all of a sudden, the offense is kept guessing what kind of an offensive attack they will do. And as a result, they force a turnover. Fantastic pick and roll defense. The coverages are in sync. The rotations are perfect. That is why they've only limited TNT to only 74 points.
Live action, Jason Castro able to get that running jumper one-on-one play to fall. Coach Magnolia, to your point, has limited TNT to only 37% shooting from the field. And Mark Pingris going to work against Kelly Williams. Pingris has got
And another number that we
points.
discussed, at the top of our coverage was it is a lot easier for TNT to win ball games if they shoot well from the three-point range. Against Meralco, they had 18 out of 40 for a very high 45% clip. In the games that they've lost against Rain or Shine, TNT was only good for 21%, 8 of 38 against Rain or Shine for 21, 7 of 30 for 23% against San Miguel, and tonight, 6 out of 29 for 20%. So things are not looking right because TNT are not shooting well from the outside.
TNT making the 4th most three-pointers this conference with 10 a game, shooting at around 33%. Kaya talagang bantay sarado ang perimeter ng Magnolia Hotshots. Rafi Rivas will get a trip to the free throw line, fouled in the act of shooting sa kanyang putback.
Another aspect, you are TNT, you look at your 3 wins against the Aces, Blackwater Elite, and the Meralco Balls. Their average score was 99 points per game. Now in the losses against Rain or Shine and San Miguel, we've talked about this earlier, not only are they not or were they not shooting well from the three-point area, but from a 99 points per game average on the wins, they're down to 77.5. So ang laki talaga ng diferensya. And they only have 34 points right now. If you're Magnolia, you're happy where your defense is at this point.
Rafi Rivas can't get that free throw to fall. TNT only down by 10, but the way that Magnolia has made them bleed for their offense, sometimes it feels like they're down by 20.
Oo nga.
Wala eh, talagang bantay sarado si Jason Castro sa mga atake. Let's see if he can score here on Rafi Rivas in a switch. Castro trying to extricate himself from Rivas, won't fall. Ron De La Rosa with the board. When Magnolia makes you play one-on-one against them, you're dead.
And Castro against Rivas. Castro opted to take that perimeter jumper instead of him attacking. Why? Because he did not see a lot of space inside. Because the guys who switched were trying to post up their smaller defenders. So wala yung espasyo ni Castro. Remember, Castro thrives on space. If he doesn't get it, he will definitely struggle finding ways to score.
Baroka was able to fish a foul kontra dito kay Jason Castro. Castro has struggled a bit. No, he's had 14. He does have 14 points in this game, but not the usual domination na nakikita natin dito kay Jason Castro. Although there's still a lot of time, still 3 minutes as Baroka heads to the free throw line. Oh, excuse me. Check that. It's only not yet in the act of shooting. So possession pali para sa TNT and Magnolia. Turnover. Castro. Nagmamadali. Baroka. Tracking him, can't get it to fall. Pugoy getting that offensive rebound. The foul is going to be whistled. Nawala na espasyo bigla si Roger Pugoy.
Now again, the physicality by Magnolia. No intent to hurt. But you're up by 10 points. Make your opponent execute their half-court sets instead of giving them an easy layup.
Good. They also know how deadly this TNT squad is, Coach, lalong sa opensa. Tautua. Getting the end one to fall. Strong move there from Mo. May bonus pa siya sa free throw line.
Now, he has to do it more because it is just a single coverage here. No help because Coach Victorero feels like Pingris can take Mo Tautua on a single coverage. But Mo can be strong, especially if he is close to that basket. Unfortunately, he was not able to complete that three-point play.
8 puntos ang kalamangan ng TNT. This is the last gasp. They go with Castro and Garcia in the backcourt. TNT also has 4 team fouls while Magnolia is already in the penalty. Pingris gustong bawian si Tautua pero that's a turnover. Hindi na kontrolado nitong si Ron De La Rosa. In comes Ian Sangalang replacing Rome. TNT has a chance to trim down this 8-point deficit.
Very interesting five here for Coach Chito Victorero. 3 big guys playing at the same time. And what he wants really is to make sure that TNT does not score on layups and penetrations. There is a foul. Magnolia is already in team penalty. So this is a good opportunity for the white shirts. They're down 8 points. Time remaining 2 and 13. Now they go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Now it's Mo Tautua who will be given that chance.
It's like Magnolia's lineup on the floor, Coach. Yung para sa mga tulad ni Jason Castro mahilig umatake, no? Parang nandyan sila para mag-ready, para mag-challenge.
Well, yes, because Barroca will definitely do his job in hounding Jason Castro 25 feet away from the basket, forcing Jason to penetrate. Now, when Jason penetrates, even if he eludes Barroca, there'll be 3 big guys who will be there trying to stop the blur.
That's 4 straight points para kay Moala Tautua. The lead is down to 6 for Magnolia. Sino ang aangat para sa hot shots as we enter the final 2 minutes of this thrilling ball game?
Last 2 minutes.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Gio, the pull-up. And a foul is whistled on TNT. Halalon will go to the stripe.
Now you ask me, they're allowing physicality inside the basketball court, and I agree. But anytime you mess up with that shooting hand, you have to call it. That was a good call because Pogoy hit the arm of Halalon while he was on the act of shooting.
More importantly, Coach, that is 6 fouls on Roger Pogoy. He will have to watch the game from the bench.
That's bad news.
And now Coach Nastrosella will look for the substitution. Ipapasok niyo muna ang veteranong na si Ryan Reyes.
Not a very good second half for RR Pogoy. He scored all of his 11 points in the first 2 quarters.
Gio Halalon will be tested at the free throw line. Halalon taking care of the first. Magnolia has 3 players with 4 personal fouls, so no one yet in danger of fouling out. 2 for 2 para kay Halalon. Lead is back to 8 and a 30-second timeout whistled by the TNT Katropa. 1 minute and 55 to go in this ball game. Of course, Magnolia with 3 straight wins. They've got 4 wins and 2 losses. Kabila naman ito Magnolia hot shots. They are TNT rather. They already have 3 wins. If you take a look at their schedule right now, they've got a matchup against Kia on Wednesday, January 31. Kabila naman is going to be Phoenix on Feb 7, and then a titanic matchup kontra dito sa Barangay Ginebra on Feb 11. And Coach, alam natin na napakaliit ng margin for error in this conference, lalo na single round robin. So these are huge games, especially if TNT can make a comeback and win this ball game.
The format is pretty much the same as the last all-Filipino Cup. 4 teams will not make it past the elimination round. The first 2 teams will have a twice-to-beat advantage against a number 7 and number 8 team. Number 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be on a best of 3. So the goal for all these teams early on really is to secure one of the 2 slots.
Tautua getting the spin. Big Mo has been big time para dito sa TNT in the 4th quarter. He's got 6 points already in this 4th period.
And a total of 16.
Let's see if TNT's defense will be able to stop the hot shot. Sanggalang gustong bumawi. Oh, in and out for Ian, pero Pinger's getting the board. Umalog kaya nagkaroon ng oras para kay Ping mag-rebound. 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Halalon, Ping, Gio, does he know there's enough time? Nowhere to go. And the stop completed by TNT, 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining.
You know, sometimes you just look at the brighter side of things. Yes, 24-second shot clock violation, it burned in your hands. But what is nice there is you did not launch a bad shot.
Yes.
And you can now defend on a 5-on-5 basis.
Diniging transition attack para dito sa Katropa. Troy Rosario, hinahanap si Ryan Bruce Garcia. RR, over to Big Mo. They're going back to the money man. Tautua, the spin. Nowhere to go. Tautua once again, can't get it to drop. Mo battling, takes out Ping. And that's going to be a foul on Tautua. That's going to be his 2nd. And TNT is in the penalty.
But this is one aspect in the game of TNT which I thought historically they lacked. Especially when they traded Ranidel de Ocampo, that post presence wherein nothing is going right with the outside shots. Jason Castro could not get his penetration. Where did they go? And right now with the development of Mo Tautua, even if he missed this shot, they know future games that they can go to him when nothing is going right. sa kanilang ibang options.
Problema lang kasi, one of the best post defenders ang bumabantay sa kanya. Silipin naman natin itong drive. Brought to you by United Auctioneers Inc., the biggest auction company in the Philippines, ISO certified. Sa bidding, ikaw ang bida. Fingers can't get that first shot to drop. Let's see if he can get the second free throw. In and out for Sakuragi. At tumawag ng timeout na naman si Coach Nash Rosella. TNT is not yet out of this game. There's still 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining. Pero Coach, they've got to act fast because Magnolia's defense has just been rock solid throughout this entire ball game.
Definitely shot clock or game clock is not on their side. Magnolia on a 3-game winning streak, winning against Meralco, NLEX, and Phoenix in their last 3 assignments, and well on their way if they hold on to this victory against TNT, a much tougher team to beat. While for TNT, they're occupying number 4 spot right now with 3-2. A loss in tonight's game will drop them in a tie for 4th place together with Rain or Shine in Phoenix. Still good for them. But what about the game tomorrow? Barangay Ginebra 2-3, 3-game losing streak, and they're really hoping that Devans would be back soon. Even Greg Slaughter, especially going up against the Red Hot San Miguel team tomorrow with 5-0. But I think Joe Devans will not be ready tomorrow. But they're hoping that Slaughter was allowed to practice already. He'll be ready to suit up.
Ryan Reyes is wide open for 3. Oh, that's a big shot for Ryan Reyes. The lead is down to 4.
That's a great extra pass. Usually Jason Castro will take it upon himself to take that shot, but he made that extra pass. The late rotation was enough for Ryan Reyes to make that basket.
Beautiful out of timeout play drawn by Coach Nash Rosella that leads to a left corner triple para kay Ryan Garcia. We head into a timeout. The lead is down to 4 for Magnolia. Dillinger for 3. Bang, bang. Analeta. Aangat. Analeta. Dalawang punto.
Kelly wants 3. Can he get to top of the key? Dalawang tres na para sa batang Pierre. Kelly na. Wait a minute. Look at that. Stands the man. Tayo on the run. There's the jump. Hindi na nag-challenge si Flores or else motorized sana pero
Pushed away from the paint. He pulls up right on top of Vic.
surveying the situation. Down to 12 ang shot clock. This is captain. Hinangat pasok! At meron pang foul na nakuha.
They dump it inside the jump man, and he gets the basket. At di niya pang foul.
Once again, our big games on a Sunday. Meralco contra Global Fort and SMB contra Barangay Ginebra. Magnolia with possession with 55 seconds remaining. Baroka will hold. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Hot Shots. Reyes giving chase. Baroka, space, angat ng jumper. In and out and in. And it's gonna be a goaltend.
Again, a good call. Two things that you cannot do. If the ball is on its flight going down, it's definitely a goaltend. If the ball hits the board, you tap it out, it's a goaltend. Now, if you tap the board or tap the net and mess up with the rim, it's a goaltend.
That is a huge turn of events para sa Katropa. Take a look at this once again, Coach Ryan.
Troy Rosario trying to force that miss. Tumama sa net yung kanyang mga kamay. Nagmintis pero goaltending ang itatawag ron.
Great find by your referees on top of that call. Rosario, babawi ba? Wala! And Melton getting that board. Magpa-foul pa ba ang TNT? 20 seconds na lang. Baroka. Swinging. Baroka. Tumawag pa ng timeout si Baroka. Was able to get there before the trap was set by TNT. And it looks like the Hot Shots are going to be moving on and getting this win. Troy had a good look, but at the end of the day, Magnolia with another defensive stop. And that has been the story of this game, Coach Ryan.
It's a miserable offensive night for TNT. And credit that really on the leech-like defense done by the backcourt players and the help side stance provided by the big guys. Reeves, Pingris, Sanggalang and Barroca pressuring Jason Castro. In the next 3 games, they have a good shot itong Magnolia because they go up against Blackwaters, a team that is also struggling right now. Blackwater losing against Alaska, and they've been all south. After winning against Ginebra, hindi pa sila nananalo. Then they go up against San Miguel on February 4 and rain or shine on the 10th. So good spread after this February 4 to February 10. A lot of time to recover in practice, but the back-to-back games will be challenging, especially with the kind of defense that they have. And another question is, makakabalik ba si Pondi?
Yes.
Because that will disrupt their rotation.
That is the cloud that is hovering all over this Magnolia win. Kumusta naman ang kalagayan nitong lethal weapon? Yung matchup nila kontra Rain or Shine, I'm sure inaabangan ng mga kababayan ni Mark Pingris ang pagbalik ni Sakuragi sa Pangasinan. That is going to be a fun matchup in Calasiao, Pangasinan. TNT is going to try to look for a trap, obviously, to force a turnover. If not, they're going to play the fouling game. A lot of time taken away before that foul, Coach Ryan.
Oh, yes, and probably a little white flag of surrender there for TNT. They should have fouled much earlier. But they're going to test Barroca, who's been playing steady basketball all throughout the ball game. We've mentioned it. This guy did not even start, but he has 18 points across his name. The last one was a big one because of that separation. It was goaltending. It was supposed to miss, pero Troy Rosario messed up with that basket, and 3 points already in the 4th quarter. And if I'm not mistaken, well, correct, na confirm ni Kuya Roy, 5 out of 5 from the free throw line for Mark Barroca, and now he has a total of 20.
Guards have come and gone with the Magnolia Hotshots. Mga manlalaro tulad nila James Yap, they moved on to different squads. Dumating din ang mga gwardiya tulad ni Gio Halalon, tulad ni Justin Melton and Paul Lee. But one player has remained, and that has been Mark Barroca, and he has been huge for his squad. Let's take a look once again at the tournament format.
11 games each per team. Top 8 teams after the elimination round will go to the quarterfinals. Bottom 4 will drop automatically. Now the PBA quotient will be in place in case there is a tie at number 8. All other ties via the PBA quotient system. So that is why, with 10 seconds remaining, no chance for TNT to win, and yet they call the timeout because they want to have a closer score. Now in the quarterfinals, we've mentioned this earlier, number 1 and number 2 teams will have a twice-to-beat advantage against the 7th and the 8th. The 3rd team will go up against number 6, 4 versus 5 on a best of 3. Now, when you go on the step ladder, you make it to the semifinals, it's going to be a best of 7, then finals, best of 7 once again. For all the other teams, their goal is to stop San Miguel. But if you are San Miguel, you want to win your 4th straight all-Filipino championship.
Meron ba bang mas gaganda sa perpetual trophy? Eternal perpetual trophy ba pag may nanalo ng 4 straight Philippine Cup?
Parati ko sinasabi to habang nandyan si Junmar, mahihirapan talaga lahat.
Mo trying to get a quick pass over to Garcia. 7 seconds remaining in the game. Kelly will have to take the 3. Won't fall. Melton controls, and Magnolia controlling this win. They pick up their 4th straight over a game, TNT Katropa. But coach, defense, we said it at the top of the broadcast, in a battle of the 2 best defensive squads, mas umira lang depensa ng Magnolia in the end.
The ball pressure, especially from the outside, not allowing TNT to shoot well from the 3. Only 7 of 31 for 23%. And that has been the story. And that is why Magnolia winning their 4th straight here, and just a fantastic performance for them on both ends of the floor.
So many heroes for the Hotshots and for Coach Chito Victolero's boys. But again, the story is they go back to their locker room. They check on Paul Lee to see if Paul Lee will be okay. An ankle injury in the 3rd quarter caused him to miss almost this entire 2nd half. And they're going to need Paul, especially down the stretch, to help out Magnolia as they try to make another deep playoff run. Para naman sa TNT, they will have to move on because they see their 2-game losing streak snapped. And a lot of heroes for this game for Magnolia Hotshots, but we singled out 2 in this game, Coach Ryan.
Consistency written all over his face. Mark Baroka, 20 total points for him in the last 4 baskets for Magnolia. But we also wanted to give it to Mark Pingris for his overall brilliance. He scored 13 points. Definitely quadruple his average. He's not supposed to score that well. But on the defensive end, it was really a great performance for Sakuragi.
Sakuragi and Mark Baroka are standing by with Miss Carla Lizardo.
Yes, we are here. Kasama natin ang ating mga best player of the game, Mark Baroka and Mark Pingris. Mark Baroka with 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Mark Pingris naman with 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 2 assists. So Mark, ng third quarter, nasaktan ka. Kamustahin ka muna namin. How are you feeling now?
Okay naman kasi nga kailangan namin yung games. So yung mga ganong bagay, normal naman sa games yun eh. So maging top lang ako sa anong bibigay ng mga team sa amin. Kasi ngayon, kailangan din namin manalo na para makabaon man kami pag sa playoffs na.
And speaking of panalo, you guys are on a winning streak. Ano ba yung kailangan yung gawin para mapagpatuloy ito?
We thank lang si Lord na binigay niya sa amin yung winning streak na to. So sana i-take advantage namin kung binibigay sa amin ngayon ng Panginoon. So thankful lang kami na yung effort ng bawat isa sa amin, na healthy kami. And sana si Paul makarecover na going to the next game namin. So, lahat naman kami is perfect. Effort lang talaga.
Meron ka bang gustong batiin?
Binabati ko especially yung sa wife ko. Malapit na kami kakasal. And sa Little Kitty, si Natalie. And sa pamilya ko, sa mami ko, i-dedicate ko yung laro ko kasi nasa bahay siya ngayon namin, si Mama Nida. And I pray na sana this coming January 12 sa wedding namin, sana maging maganda yung maging masaya. So, thank you, Lord, for this win.
Thank you so much. Once again, congratulations. Ping, tatanungin naman kita, today it was a battle of 2 of the top defensive teams here in the league. And ano naman yung masasabi mo sa effort nyo sa depensa dito sa laro na to?
Well, as a team, sabi nga ni Coach, kailangan pantayan namin yung energy ng talk and text. Kung hindi pantayan, dapat lagpasan namin para manalo kami sa game na to. So, yun, ginawa lang namin yung dapat namin gawin.
At pagdating nga ng third quarter ng na-sprain si Paul, parang may nag-switch on na parang grabe yung fire na napakita ng team.
Well, unang-una nagpapasalamat ako kay Mark. Kahit anong tama sa mukha niya, talagang bumabangon. Talagang pinapakita niya yung puso niya sa team kahit nawala si Paul. At saka si Jimmy din na lalo, talagang pinapakita nila na kahit nawala si Paul, talagang nag-step up sila. So, yun. Thank you, Brad. And congrats, ha? Babati muna ako.
Sasabihin ko palang, alam ko excited ka bumate. So, ito na yung oras mo.
Gusto kong batiin si Coach Ryan, alam kong nanonood, tsaka si Maki. At tsaka sa mga taga-Pangasinan, sa wife ko, kay Mick and Kayla, sa mga pinsan ko sa Pangasinan. At sa si Maki, binabati kita. Happy birthday, Maki. Tsaka sa yung mga tropa natin sa LA, kila Bikiam, so kila Coach. Bahala kayo dyan sa mga sa mga taga-Pusurubio, mabuhay kayo.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Great job, you guys. Balikan na natin ang ating panel.
Ang nag-iisang Coach Ryan Gregorio may shout-out pa mula sa ating best player of the game, itong si Mark Pingris and Baroka. And Coach, tulad ng sinabi natin, defensive struggle, Magnolia was able to limit TNT to only 38% from the field. 38% from the field. Is that going to be a good sign for them moving forward for the rest of this conference?
Well, yes, defensively, of course, for Magnolia, it was a great effort for them. They did not allow TNT to play their game, only allowing TNT to shoot 21% from the three-point range. So credit that defense to the kind of backward pressure by the guards and also the second-line defenders like Mark Pingris and Rafi Ribes. Baka narinig ako ni Pingris, inaasar ko siya, kaya bumawi sa akin.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the highlights from this ball game in the first period. Jason Castro turning on the Jets. We thought that this would be one of those usual Jason Castro evenings, but Magnolia's defense was able to hold him in check for parts of this game. And this was just a back-and-forth game for almost the entire first half.
Magnolia scoring 26 points in the first 12 minutes of play. What is nice is he only allowed 20 points a month for Katropa. Mo Tautua playing probably one of his best basketball games we've seen. He was very active with his slam dunks, his back to the basket plays. It's going to help him, especially if he gets that confidence that TNT can actually go to him in crunch time situations.
A lot of action in the first half. TNT down by 2 kontra sa Magnolia Hotshots. And as we said in the third quarter, this is where the Hotshots were able to pull away as they leaned on Justin Melton with 12 points in the third. Pati na rin si Mark Pingris sa loob. This guy was the fireball para sa Hotshots, kaya naman lumamang sila ng malaki. They had a 12-point lead after the third quarter.
A little change up in the defense of TNT. They could not contain the one-on-one motion offense of Magnolia. They tried to shift in the zone, but same results. Pingris was still unstoppable inside. The outside gunners were able to make the shots from the outside. This is a critical basket here. It was on the way out, but unfortunately, Troy Rosario messed up with that rim. He tapped that net, and as a result, it was a goaltending violation. From a 4-point deficit, it became 6 points. It was all over. Magnolia eventually ending the game with an 8-point victory.
The Hotshots pick up their 4th straight win of this game. As we look at some of the numbers, tulad nga na sinabi natin na Magnolia's defense holding TNT to only 38% from the field. They had 6 points. The bench points more or less equal, but they had a huge advantage, Coach, sa rebounding as they were able to get extra possessions para sa kanilang koponan.
And just to characterize the kind of defense Magnolia did in tonight's game, we've talked about it, 38% from the field, 21% from the 3-point area, the number of blocks 6, practically bleeding for every basket in the TNT Katropa. And limiting TNT Katropa, a team that scores 99 points per game in the 3 wins to only 83 in tonight's game.
Well, that's one of the reasons why the Hotshots picking up the victory. Silipin naman natin ng leading scorers. Baroka at 20 to pace the Hotshots. Kabila naman, a nice performance from Wala Tautua with 16, Melton at 14, and Sangalang and Pingris, the front court of Hotshots, were a huge factor in this ball game. And a quiet night for Jason Castro, only with 14 points.
Oh yes, he was really struggling offensively. He was a marked man. No pick and roll offense for him. His outside shooting was definitely challenged. But again, you have to take the positives if you're TNT. Usually, much of the time, if they struggle from the outside, nobody to go to in the post. But now they have a new weapon, Mo Tautua posting up, eventually scoring 16 points in the game.
Lahat dito na po magtatapos ang ating coverage. Sa ngalan po ni Coach Ryan Gregorio, Ms. Carla Lizardo, and the buong pwersa ng ESPN 5. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Chuck Araneta, and this is your PBA Philippine Cup on ESPN 5.